Pigman 202 versus Anti-Kaiju. Two DLC factions, Tzeentch versus Grand Cathay. We do have a lot of the new units too. The Changebringers and the Melee Lord of Tzeentch on one side. On the other side we have Saytang, buffed Yanbo. That's about it. I think actually, weren't the Grace of Ki-In also buffed, that ROR that he has for the Celestial Dragons? I think they were. Regardless, we do get to see a bit of, I think that's the cultist strat. Yeah, the Wurzag cultist strat. This was a theorized strat a long, long time ago by people who aren't me. But you want to take some cheap spells and then the Wand of Whimsy that the cultist of Tzeentch has, and you give your army a bunch of melee attack buffs, which can make them pretty dangerous combatants, especially on the flanks with their cav. But the reason you haven't seen it till now is because all Tzeentch lords used to be casters, so you're paying for a caster lord, and then you have to pay for a caster hero, and that just felt bad. So having a full melee lord does allow this option to come out. Anyway, for the builds, we have 3 Spawn of Tzeentch, including the weird Spawn. Marauders paired up with them. Spawn of Tzeentch do have Armor Sundering, so they can lower your armor by 30. We have a Chaos Lord of Tzeentch up in the sky with his Sentient Storm Cloud for a little bit of crowd clearing. Cultist of Tzeentch with Flame Storm that we see ripping through the Grand Cathay lines right now. Then the Changebringers, Knights of Immolation, and Screamers. For Cathay, it's a pretty simple box with Saytang, a bunch of peasants, the Grace of Ki-In, Yanbo with his net and all that stuff, his execution, things like that, and cannons. Knights of Immolation dive straight onto these Jadori crossbows to try and keep the Changebringers safe. Changebringers, ow! Nasty volley from Saytang, but they're very, very fragile to archer fire, but they can do a lot of DPS if you protect them. As we see them shooting down the side of the Grace of Ki-In, and already routing those guys, the Doom Knights are going to do similar, and a final Changebringer volley should take out the last of the Jadori crossbows and guarantee them some safety in the skies. I wouldn't hate for the cannon to turn and fire at the Changebringers, because it looks like Saytang is trying to snipe them out himself right now. Changebringers down the side, big damage onto the cannons. They're down to 1 model already, and they're out of models. I do like this aspect of the Changebringers. I'm sure if they prove to be OP, I'll get sick of them very fast, but we can see Cathay in general is just getting routed by the buffed up Weird Spawn and Chaos Spawn rush from the Wand of Whimsy, so Tzeentch's melee prowess is stronger than you would think it would be, and these Changebringers have just been getting great shots down the side. I think the cannons, Saytang, everybody had to be shooting at the Changebringers early on, or fucking off and not doing any of that, but some of them were firing at Spawn, some were firing at the Changebringers, some were firing at the Chaos Lord, and just really didn't work out for them, unfortunately. Grace of Ki-In are back. And look how much damage that does. Look at it, right? That's a very wounded Celestial Dragon crossbow. And they are just melting the Changebringers. So that is like, that's this unit in a nutshell. It's 1,500 gold, it's very expensive, it's also, you know, quite squishy if you can get onto it. But if you can't get onto it, insane damage, which I think is fine. I think that's fine unit design. Maybe it'll turn out to be OP in the long run and everybody will get sick of it. But for now, I think it's one of the cooler and better balanced DLC units that were added. Cathay is trying to rally a little bit. We still have Yanbo. He has the Emperor's Executioner. We'll see if it even matters, but I really don't know what he's going to do at this point. There's so many Spawn. The Knights of Immolation are fine. The Cultists are fine. So even if he runs up and snipes out the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch, it's just not going to matter. Big Burning Head down the line, killing off some of these ranged units as Yanbo takes the fight. The Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. In come the Knights of Immolation. At the same time as the Doom Bolt, the Doom Bolt actually might do some significant friendly fire if he ends up like right there when it hits. Yeah. So a bit of a whoopsie there, but it happens. Chaos Lord took some serious damage as well. Emperor's Executioner was popped. Now he has to have the Dragon's Fang active and attack the Chaos Lord to get that raw execution that you're used to. You can't just get it off Shem's Burning Gaze or something anymore. Spawn are chasing everything off, and I think that is about GG. Looks like Kaiju knows it too. Throwing in the towel. Changebringers, 2,200 value, very nice. Knights of Immolation also did fine. Cultists did great. Spawn were there to help bunker bust, and Marauders were just some bodies. For Kaiju, Yanbo, 900 value. Saytang only 700. And his cannons, his archers got shut down. The Grace of Ki-In did okay, despite how focus fired they got. GG.
Subscribe, yes, yes.